One of the areas where we place a lot of focus is application and service deployments. And specifically, how do you deploy new applications? When we look at these applications or services that you want to deploy for your business units, we take a very, very pragmatic approach and we look at it holistically. What we do is we look at it from the architecture, we look at it from the implementation, we look at it from the long-term management. Now, critical to everyone's hearts and minds these days is, data center efficiencies, virtualization, and how can I reduce cost and also reduce my energy, correct? So when we look at the architecture, those are all the items that we're actually evaluating as we're helping you develop the architecture. The next piece is, how are you going to implement this architecture? So once you have it architected, how are you going to implement it? What is your stages or phases for implementation? And then finally, how are you going to long-term manage it? Are you looking at managing it with your own staff? Are you looking for a partner to do remote managed operations? Or are you interested in actually selective sourcing application management? In all three of those instances, Sun can be your partner. We give you the flexibility to not only, if you want to manage it yourself, but if it's a new application where you don't have expertise managing that application, you can hire us and we'll partner with you to come in and actually develop best practices run books and help you do interim operation management. What this means is it's a short-term engagement. It could be 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, if you choose up to a year. And we can come in and actually co-manage the application with you. Now, what does this do for you? It actually offers you flexibility, because you'll have not only flexibility of the business, but you also have flexibility on far-reaching applications. You may be constricted right now and focusing on applications where you only have those application competencies. This might open up the world to you and looking at architectures and applications where you didn't have competency, or where you can actually leverage the Sun partnership. It also gives you the one throat or one hand to shake, because by partnering with Sun, we can actually be the project manager on the engagement, and you would just have one company to deal with, not multiple companies. And then lastly, but this is actually a very critical point, is you get to leverage our 25 years of experience. We've done this repeatedly, and we'd be happy to share with you the lessons learned. And in a very, very honest fashion, we're actually going to help you evaluate your thoughts and your plans so that as you're looking at them, we can actually point you in a direction where you're going to be successful. I mean, if you do application services deployment the right way, you should be looking at energy efficiency. You should be looking at how it's going to reduce your costs or increase your costs, right? In some instances, what you notice is that when customers want to deploy these new services, there is no concept because the business unit is funding it. So they're not looking at how much is it going to cost them long term to actually support it inside the data center. The value to you and your organization is speed to market. You can get to market quicker. You can get to market quicker with a very viable solution, and it'll get you to revenue quicker so that you can actually start getting services to your business units that their customers are demanding. So the next steps that I would recommend is a one-day workout where we would actually bring in some subject matter experts to actually specifically team with you and talk to you about your philosophy on application deployment, services, new services deployments, and look at it from multiple aspects. Look at it holistically from the architecture, look at it from the implementation, look at it from the management, but last but not least, really evaluate your business requirements and ensure that you, from the IT perspective, can be successful with your business units.